Do you know Excel is used by over a billion people worldwide, from students managing homework to CEOs running billion-dollar companies? It's the global language of data, reports, and decision making. Whether you are applying for a job, running a business, or just organizing your life, Excel is a skill that pays off everywhere. So let's dive into the video tutorial. So opening the Microsoft Excel from the window button, clicking the start, you can see the Microsoft Excel. Opening the Microsoft Excel, here is the interface of the Microsoft Excel. Again, I want to open it from the search. So writing here the Excel, and I will come again towards the Excel. Now you can see that I have entered to the Excel, and here are different templates given. Now you can see that there are home, new, and open. In the home tab you can see blank workbook, welcome to Excel, formula tutorial, etc. Now clicking more templates, here you will see different more templates that can be used for different purposes. For example, basic, balance sheet, schedule of the student, and weekly attendance, etc. Depending upon your requirement, you can open the any template. And now in the open tab you can open the downloaded or already saved file to the Excel. Now opening the new sheet where we will learn from the beginning to the end. So clicking the blank workbook, and the blank workbook you can see different letters, that is A, B, C, D, and so on. So here in the tab you can see the home. In the home you are able to see different tools in the draw, page layout, the formulas, data, review, view, help, and final, the power pivot. We will see all these tabs one by one. So clicking the home, and the home you can see here is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are known as the rows of the sheet. And on the other hand, that is the A, B, C, D, and so on. These are known as columns in the Excel sheet or in the Excel workbook. Now dragging to the right of the sheet, you can see that it goes on and goes on. If I want to go to the last cell in this Excel sheet, so what can I do to go there? So clicking the control right arrow, and the XFD is the last column in this sheet, and in the similar manner I can go towards the last row. So this one is the last row, that is 1048576. If I want to delete these rows, again the similar rows will be added and the number will be as same as the previous. So when we delete the rows will be deleted and the number of rows will be remain constant. So these are known as the cells, or and it can also be termed as the units of the Excel sheet. So clicking anywhere on the sheet, you can see the address is changing. For example, this is the column H and this is the row 12. So the address will be H12. Here you can see that it is the H12. Now if I want to change the name of the H12, and it can be used for further address, like I change the name to AVD. If anywhere I will keep my cursor and I write here AVD, it will come towards the specific cell which I have named. So these are the cells of the Excel. Now adding some data to the Excel sheet, like here the serial number, the name, and the registration number, as well as address of the people. For example, this is the registration number and so on. You can see I have changed the registration number to the numbers, and now it will appear like this. And adding the address, that is Mumbai, USA, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and finally Rana from Uganda. Just for the practice purpose, I'm adding this kind of data. You can see the dragging to the right will adjust the columns. These are the fonts. Any kind of font you can select. For example, I'm clicking the Calibri, and this column I can make it bold, and this one, now let's see, it can be bold from the B. The B is used for the bold, I is used for the italic, while U is used to underline the text. The A plus is used to maximize the font, and A minus or the small a is used to minimize the font size. There are different borders. Now by clicking all the borders, you can see that I have added borders to the data. Now all the data is enclosed in the borders. The Bangladesh is not covering in the border, so I have adjusted the data, the column size, and Bangladesh covers. Now I want to color the first one, the first row, by adding the different colors. So coloring it like yellow, you can see that it is changed. Again, you can also change the color of the text. For example, selecting the text, and this one will change the color of the text. Clicking the red one, you see the color has been changed. So the A is used to change the text, while the color bar is used to change the cells colors. Now again, coming towards the data and adjusting it, you can see in the serial number it is given to the right of the cells. Now I want to make it to the center, to the left, and as well as to the right. So these are the options can be used for the left, right, and center. So the registration number is lying on the right. Now clicking this word will drag it to the center, and this one will drag it to the left, right, and center. You can see easily that I'm changing the position of the data. So in the table, you will see that how this works. That is, in the cell, the one is going upward, and this one is to the center, and this one is to the bottom. So selecting the data like this row and adjusting it to the middle. Now you can see the data has been adjusted to the middle. Again, in the same manner, you can see the data is adjusted to the middle. Double clicking, you can see all the things has been came to the real and its original position. Now I want to change the direction of the cells, the fonts. You can see I have inclined it again clockwise, and you can change it to the vertical text. It can be used, and this one. So bringing it down to the original position, you can click the last one, that is rotate to rotate text. Here you will see that it came to the original position. Now what does these options do? Now you can see it inundates, and it will give the data like this, and it will change the position of the fonts in the color in the cells. Here, bringing it again to the same position and centering it. the data is, for example, I want to narrow it down. Now you can see that I'm unable to see the registration number. So if you have such kind of data which is unable to see, you can wrap the text, which will be wrapped and can be seen in the cells. Again, wrapping it down, so wrap the text will give you all the text visible in the cells and columns and rows. Double clicking, and now you see it came to its original position. Now what is, if I have the data and I want to add one title to the data, like here I am writing the information about the data. So writing here that all of these are the engineers. So writing an engineer's record. So there are different cells and I want to add all of them to only the one cell. So clicking the first one, that is merge and center. You can do also the others, but now you can see here that the engineers data has occurred to the only cell, which is merge and center. So it can be used for merging and centering. There are different options also. Merge across, it will do sidewise, and merge cells, if you want to merge different cells like this one, clicking, selecting and merging the cells, and finally you can see that I have merged the cells. Now this one I want to unmerge. Now you can see that I have unmerged all the cells and now it came to its original position. Now selecting and merge and center. So it can be used like this one. The merging and centering will carry all the information in the same cell. Now adding some data here that we will understand the information about the text and information about the cells. So writing here the salaries, in the salaries I have different salaries of each person, like the Alex, writing here 3500, 3600 and 4500 for the Ali, and Kumar 500, 5000, and finally for the Rana, that is I'm writing the value or the salary is 30,000. Now I want to add here some signs, like here you can see the dollars, the different units. Clicking this one, you can see that I have selected the dollar sign. If you want to remove the point, you can use these, and if you want to add the points, you can use these options. Here are different units which can be added to the salaries. For example, in the Chinese yuan, you can this one. Selecting again the all table and the borders. Now you can see the data has been enclosed in the borders. Now I want to add the information about the percentages, that how percentages works. So writing here the percent increase in their salaries or something like that. For example, writing here the percent increment in their salaries, and here I want to add a little bit data about the information about the percent increase in their salaries. So now you can see that 5% has been added. For the John, I'm writing 0.6, which may be 60%, and 0.7, and for the Kumar is 0.45, and finally for Ran is 0.65. Selecting all of them, now you can see that the text has been changed. The cell will be changed to the percentages. Now you can do it from here also, clicking the percent. Now all the information has been changed to the percentages. this is, you can see the percentages. In the similar manner you can do it like changing the cells to the general, to the text, to the numbers, and different things. Selecting, and you can see the percentage, and I can do it, and I can the points to the, and to the data. Now the numbers, the currency, counting, short, long, we will see all of them one by one, that how these works. So the general, keeping the cell general mean, you can add any kind of information in the cells, like the letters, like the numbers, like the symbols, etc. So if you will keep the cell in the general form, it will say, it will add any kind of data in the cells. Now I have changed this to the general, so now this is general. Again, changing it to the number, so the number will also give me this information. Now if I will click the currency, now you can see the dollar sign, and accounting, and the short term. The short date, well, what will the short date do? The short date enters the information about the data, the dates. So writing the dates, that is date of birth of these engineers. So writing here the 5 May and 2000. So this is the date of birth of the Alex, and adding different. Now short date, you can see 5/5/2000. The long date, it adds the information of the day, time, day and month, year. Now for this, you can see I'm adding this one, and also for the Ali, and Kumar, and Rana. Information like these will be seen. Clicking this one and changing to the long time. So you can see that I have changed all the data to the long time. Okay. Now again merging and centering will cover the data. Now let's see the time, or duty time, or the duty duration. Converting to the time, you can see that it is 5:15 am. Dragging it down, you can see I have added the time. So this will help me to add time to the Excel cells. You can convert it to the percentages if you want, and you can do it again to the time. The fraction is used to divide the values like this one, or the fraction is something x divided by y, for example. So adding here the fraction. Now let's see, you can see the data has changed. Now the scientific, what does the scientific do? The scientific is used 10 raised to the power. For example, I have the salaries and I want to show it in the scientific way, that is, and to 10 raised to the power. So I will click this 10 raised to the power. Merge it, and you can see, now coming towards the conditional formatting, which may be used for different purposes like highlight cells, top, data bars, color scales, etc. We will see the greater than conditional format tool. For example, here we have a salary, and the salaries, there are different data from the Alex to the Rana, and I want to see the data which is greater than. So writing any value or the selected value, if you want to add data, like here you can see I have added the 36. I want to show the data which is greater than 36,000, 3600. So writing here 3600, and you will see the data will be highlighted. Again, the less than option is used to highlight the data which is less than for a specific value. Now writing here the value, like here I'm writing the 4000, so you will be able to see the data which is less than 4000, where 3500, 3600 and 30,000. Clearing the rules. Now between conditional formatting is used to highlight the values in between the two numbers, for example x and y. So here you can see 3500, and the top value is 4000, so it will give me the values in between in them. Removing the rules, again coming towards the equal to, and in the equal to you can see it will highlight the value which is exactly matching the cell value. For example, I'm writing here any value which comes in the salaries. So in the highlight cell rules, come towards the equal to and write any value which you want to highlight. So I'm writing here 3500. So you will see the value will be now again 4500. So you can see that it has been appeared and highlighted. So this is the way to highlight the equal value. Clearing the rules again. Now text that contains. What does it mean? Text that contains can be used. For example, you have a large data, and in this data you want to specify a specific text that may be shown. For example, I am adding the Ali, so Ali has been highlighted. If there are more than two Alis, you will see all the names will be uh, displayed. Now a date occurring, that is, here we have a date. This date may be used to this conditional formatting may be used to see the date, that is the yesterday, today, tomorrow, and this week, the last week, the last month. So this will show you the information about the date. For example, if you want to highlight the date which will cover after a month, which will come after a month, or which has passed before a month, will be highlighted. For example, I'm changing the information of this person to the 2025, and now I want to highlight the date occurring. So you can see that there is nothing showing using the last month data, etc., because the last month is, in my case, is that is July. So I will change the data to the July, so I will be able to uh, see the conditional formatting. Now you can see July is the last month with me, so I'm able to watch it. Changing again, you can see that last week, so there's nothing in the last week, therefore it shows nothing. Clearing the rules, okay. So this was the way, again, the last month. Hope you got this conditional formatting tool. Again, coming towards its original value, date of birth. So again, you can see that I came here. The duplicate values can be used, this of conditional formatting may be used to show the values occurring again and again in the column or in the row. Now, for example, 3600, and I want to the John and the Rana has same the values. So clicking the duplicate values, it will be highlighted. Okay, now you can see that these has been highlighted. All the duplicated values can be highlighted if you will use this tool. Moreover, you can specify the new roles for your data. For instance, you can see greater than, equal to, etc. It can be in the blanks as well as the dates, etc. Now opening the top to bottom rules, if I will select top 10 items, for this I will use another data, and I can also do it for here. Now I have sheet 2 where I have another data consisting the products, selecting this one and delete. Now you can see that I have 42 accessories, and their prices are also given. So here you can see serial number and as well as prices. For example, selecting the top 10, so first select the column, selecting the column and the prices values, and here you will see top 10. You can also change the top 10 value to 11, 12, 13, 14 and so on, and you can minimize it like 1, 2 and 3. Clearing the rules, so you can use the percentages also. Okay, in this manner clearing the rules again, and the bottom 10 items, it will give you the lowest values from the bottom to upward, selecting the above average and below average in the same manners. Now the data bars will, clearing the first the rules, the data bars are used to show the data uh, and their values in the respected colors. So if the value is maximum, the data bar will also be maximum. Here you can see that some of the data bars filling the whole cells while some are not. Here you can also change the sizes, the colors of the cells depending upon their values. Icons, there are different icons. For example, 120 is the highest value, so the row is green and upward, while some are the medium, that is yellow, and these are the red and goes down. These are the indicators. For example, you can change depending upon your requirements. You can change these things like shapes, indicators, ratings, etc., and the directions. Clicking the rules and clearing all of the rules I applied. You can also define your new rule using this one. You can also change the color as well as the gradients. For example, here's the value. The highest value is black while the lowest value is red. So this was about the conditional formatting tool. Hope you got this video, the conditional formatting. Now I have this data and I want to set as a table. Clicking OK. Now this will appear in the table form. Here you can see the table can be modified in different ways. These are the different table elements and which can be modified. Okay, so this is the table and it can be dragged and more columns can be added to the table. Like dragging from the corner, you can see that I have added different columns. Removing it, so clicking the right and delete. This is the table. You can change the color of the table also. Now the cell styles indicate that what kind of information you have in the cells. Depending upon your information, you will change the information upon their colors and you can identify it. So the cell styles can be used. Here is the cell style, and this is all about cell styles. Now if you have a data and you want to insert any information in that data, so the insert cell may help you. Like here I have selected the whole column and insert the cell. So the insert cell can be used to adding the cells. Again, you can use the cell, the individual cell as well as the rows and columns in the sheet using the insert option. Delete sheets. For example, I am selecting this data, the columns and the rows. For example, here I have the data and I want to delete the data. So delete sheet rows. Now you can see that I have deleted the rows. Now in this case I can do also like this. In both manners we can delete the information the rows from the data. Selecting and insert cell. So the cells, the rows will be added to the data. Now you can see that I have added the data, sorry, the cells, and now I want to add it again from the other way. The formatting. Now the format cell is very important in this Excel tutorial. For example, I want to do it with the engineers record data. Like there I have a data and the cells are in this manner. Some are too wide and some are close to each other that we are unable to identify, like this one. So it's looking very bad. So what should we do? We can select the whole data, the format, and giving the row height. So I'm giving 15 and clicking OK. Now you can see that all are same in the size, all the heights are same. If I will drag it down, now you can see all will be dragged in the same size. AutoFit will bring it to their original positions depending upon the values and cell data. Column width. The column width is here. For example, I want to add 5, so all the values enclosed in the columns with the width of 8. Now if I will change it to 12 or 15, so what will be the result? Again I'm unable to see the date of birth. So the AutoFit column will help me to fit all the information in the cells. You can see here that I have it. Now the rows and columns can be hide in this way. For example, I want to hide this data and do not want to delete. So what should I do? I will use the hide columns. Now you can see that I have hidden the data. Again, to unhide, so click the unhide and you will see the data will appear here. The hide rows. Now you can see that I have did it again. Now changing from the other way, clicking the right of the mouse. Now what AutoSum do? Here are some formulas. Sorry, the rename. We can change the sheet name. For example, here I will add as engineer sheet, and I can do it from double clicking. For example, I have clicked double and writing here the engineers. Now you will see that I will change the information of the sheet, so the name is changed. Again I can do it from here, clicking the right and rename, so the engineer sheet. Okay, now what does it do? Move or copy. The move or copy is used to move the sheet towards the left or the right, and you can also create a copy from it. For example, I want to move it to right of the sheet 2. Now the sheet 1 is first and the engineer sheet is second in the Excel workbook. Again I can bring it to the first position, clicking OK. Now in this way it came again to its original position. I can also change the color of the sheets. Now you can see the sheet is color is changed, and for this I'm clicking the green one. So this is the yellow while the other one is green. I can protect the sheets. Now this is the sheet and I can protect it. From here I can also can protect the sheet. Selecting the data and click protect sheets. Adding password, re-enter the password to protect the sheet. Now you can see that I'm unable to add or delete or something update. I'm unable to do. So what should I do now? Coming again to the sheet and unprotect the sheet and add the password. From here I can also do. Adding the password. Now you will see. That's good. Now I'm able to add the information, update the information and delete the information. And I can also lock the cells. So using this one, and the cells will be locked. Format the cells. Do the same which we have done few minutes ago. Now it changes the direction of the, or it changes the orientation of the text in the cells. Bringing it to the 0 degree, it will be in the horizontal position. We can change the font size, the font color and borders, the fills and protection, locked and unlocked cells. Now you can see here I change everything. In this manner you can format the cell, the information and data in the worksheet. The auto sum, average, count, etc. works here in the numbers. So clicking the information here, you will see that all the information, all the numbers will be added by itself just by auto sum option. Now again equal to the average, so it gives the average of all the salaries, that is 4040. Count number, now you can see there are only 5 persons, so the count is 5. However, in the cell you will see that dollar sign has appeared. I will change the cell to the numbers. Now you are able to watch the value to the 5. It can also give you the maximum value, the minimum value and average, etc. Now the minimum value is this one, while the maximum. So all these functions can be used to highlight the information. So the fill can be used to fill down, to the fill right, to the fill left and up. Now selecting the value and you will see that it will be fill towards the right by itself, but by clicking just fill to the right. fill down. If you select the value, it will fill down the value depending on the last value of the cell. Like here in the Uganda, I just click the fill down and give me the Uganda. The clear option is used to remove the information of the cells. So clear contents, all the information has been deleted. You can use also the clear all. The clear all do to remove the formatting as well as the data in the cells. Now let's see the sort and filter option. What does the sort and filter option do? The sort and filter option will give you different results depending upon your requirements. For example, here the sort smallest to largest. So Alex having less salary while the Kumar has maximum salary. So this is the largest to smallest to largest. And on the other hand, if I will select from the largest to smallest, so the Kumar will come first while the Alex will come the least. You can do it manually, like selecting the cells and adding your custom information. Now clicking the filter option, the filter will give you the filter. You will be able to filter the information which you need. For example, the cells, the blank cells, and the values which you want to show. Now here is the filter option. Clicking the clear option, and again the find and select is used to find the values in the entire sheet. For example, this is the entire sheet and that is the data, and I want to find something like here I will searching for Ali. So clicking Ali, now you will see that the information will be appeared here, that is in the sheet number and the cell. So this one is the C4 is the cell where the Ali is lying. Formulas, comments, constants, etc. can be used. Data validation and all of them can be used. For example, here I have the comments, so I haven't added any comment to the data that can be retrieved. For example, I'm adding the information about the Ali and writing comments here for Ali. So I will write here like Ali is very happy man. So whenever I find the, now you can see the comments. So whenever I click the comments option, it will give me, or it will navigate me towards the comments where the cells having the comments. For example, all the data, selecting the data and clicking the comment. So this is the way through which it can be shown. The comment section can be shown easily. Again, you can see the cell has been highlighted. Select objects. If you have different objects in the data and the Excel sheet, you may use this option. Select object. Deselecting the select object, now it will appear like this. Coming towards the insert tab, in the insert tab here are pivot table, recommended pivot tables, etc. However, we will work with the basic shapes. So entering the basic shapes here, I will add some basic shapes to the sheet 2, where we will understand the function of the shapes and the way through which we be able to add the shapes. Now like here, clicking the insert, the shape, and selecting this one. Sorry, again, clicking the insert, the shapes, and selecting any shape from the shapes. So I'm clicking the triangle, and the triangle, you can see it can be formatted. Here I have the triangle, and I want to change, and I want to modify the triangle. So how can I do? I will click the shape format. The shape format will give me different information through which I may be able to modify the shape. Now you can see here is the different colors, the different formats which can be used, which can be selected here. The shape fill, the shape outline. For example, you want to change the outlines, so click, and this one will be changed, as well as this one. So through this manner and through this way, you can change the shape information and the shape size and the shape structure, and you can modify it. In the shape, you have, if you have a text, you can also modify the text, that is the text fill. Here you can see that I have added some text, and the other information about the text, you can modify it. Icons, if you want to add some icons, it may work online, like here the stock images. Depending upon your speed of the internet, you can select the icons. For example, I am adding the plane. Now you can see that I have added the plane, and this plane may be modified here. That's how you can see that the airplane has been added, the shape has been added, the icon has been added. Now I want to bring it to the front and to the backward, so this may be used to bring it to the front or to the back. So using these two options may bring it to the forward and backward. You can also add 3D models. Here are different types of 3D models. I will click the industrial one, and in industry you can see different models. That's how it look like. This is the 3D model. You can rotate also, you can change the color, you can format it. And the smart art, it may be used for different presentation purposes. Now clicking this one, here are different 5 headings. Now I want to add some text to these, like Ali, Kumar, John, USA, and Canada. So now you can see it has been updated. I want to delete it. I have deleted all the shapes from the sheet. If you have a screenshot, you can also add here through this screenshot. Now clicking the blank cells and deleting it. Now here the data is available with me and I want to draw the sheets. First of all, I want to select the data, that is the engineers data, and the engineers we have names and the salaries. Depending upon your requirements, you can draw their respective graphs. For example, this is the data, the salary, and in the other cell, in the other column, you have the names. First of all, I want to remove all the filters. After removing the filters, now selecting the salary column and the names column. Recommended charts, and this you can also add from here the 2D columns and the 3D column, the 2D bar and the 3D bar. Just clicking here, you will see the information has been added and the chart appeared here. Now I will change the title of the sheet, the title of the graph. So I will write here the salaries comparison. You can also add information like axis titles. So this title, the vertical title, is used for the salary. You can rewrite again and again here in the horizontal, that is the names. On the horizontal axis, names. Okay, now you can see that I have updated the sheet. Sorry, I have updated the graph, and you can add the grid lines as well as data tables, data labels, and trend line, etc. Formatting. Now you can format also, change the colors like here, and that's how we deal with the charts. Formatting the chart, you can change the gradient fill, the picture, as well as no fill. So keeping it as automatic, you can see it seems like this one. There are different charts also. Deleting this one and again selecting the names and salaries, and I will see the chart types here like 3D and 2D. If you want to add the line charts, clicking this one, it will give you the line charts, and if you want to add the pie charts, clicking this one, so the pie charts will appear here. And the pie charts, you have data, that is the data labels. Click the data label and it will be appear on the each slice of the chart. You can format again in the same manner which we have done for the bar chart. Here is the scatter plot, the line one, with the scatters and the bubbles. The more value of the highest value will having the highest bubble, while the smallest value will have the smallest bubble size. These are different things which can be used, different tools which can be used for the purposes. Now adding the text. So here is the engineer's data, for example, and I want to add the text to somewhere in the data. Now I have selected this one, and again you can shape format, click this, and the shape format. So if you want to change the format, the colors, the font size, the pattern, select the shape format and it will be changed as we have done in the previous section. You can also add equations and symbols. It can be used for the mathematical purposes, and like here we have some symbols, that is the gamma, alpha, beta, gamma, and so on. Different symbols can be added to the Excel cells. So double clicking may give you the exact symbol which you want to add. In the draw, you can draw different lines, different colors, and in the layout, the page layout is used widely for the printing purposes. So it is very necessary if you want to download it, if you want to export the page to the PDF, or if you want to print it out for the printing purpose, you will set up the page. Now I'm selecting the data and adding the borders to the data. For example, here I have the previous data, the engineer's data, and adding the borders to the data. Now you can see the data has the borders, and these are the page break review. So here are two pages. If I will drag to the right, it will be one. Now again there are two pages. If I will print, it will be printed in two pages. There are different margins, the narrow, the wide, the normal, and the orientation of the page, the portrait and the landscape. Print area, if you select any area like this one and click the print area, only this printed selected area will be printed. You can also deselect the printed area. Now if I will click the Control P or the print option, it will be printed like this one. And the landscape format and the landscape orientation of the page, it will be seems like this and can be printed. Here are different pages, size, now you can see only this selected area will be print. Clearing the printed area, now all the print area will be shown. Here different size of the paper, that is the letter, tabloid, legal statement, etc. However, clicking the A4 size paper, generally used for official works, the A4 size paper. So on the A4 size paper, I will see that how can I print it. coming to the print, now you see that the data is in two pages. The last column is in the other page. So what should I do? I can select the margins and clicking the narrow one, so all the information, all the cells will be print on the one sheet, on one page. Now you can see it is clear for the printing purpose. Insert page breaks. You can also add different page breaks. Here I have added page breaks. Now this will give me four pages because I have added four added page breaks. So removing all and reset to the its original position. Now I have only two pages, the page 1 and page 2. In the background you can add different pictures in the background from the computer, from the OneDrive, and from the bank or internet online. Here are more options available like the width, height, and scale. The grid lines, if I will click the grid lines, the view option, so the grid lines have been disappeared. Deleting this, now you can see all the pages white and clear because I have deselected the grid lines. In the view, clicking again, and in the print you will see it. If you will click print, so the grid line will occur in the print, and this is the headings. In the headings you will see the upper and the left headings, that is 1 2 3 4 5 2 and so on. In the formula section you have, in the formula tab, there are different formulas which we have already performed in the home tab. Here are also the financial tab. In the financial you have different formulas. In the logical, that is logical formulas, and the text one, that can be used, and date and time. Also you can use minutes, seconds, and hours. Like here I'm writing the date, so it is through this way: year, month, and adding the day. So you can see that I have added the date. The lookup, the X lookup, H lookup, and V lookup has very special functions in Excel, and we will use these in the coming videos. And the data, for example, I want to add the data from the CSV or other files. What should I do? I have here two options, and the get data from the file, for example from the Excel or the text or the XML, JSON, PDF, etc. And there are different options also. However, I will add the data from the text. I have already downloaded in the text format. If you have the data in the text format, you will click this one and the data will be added. Now I want to add the data from the text format, which I have already downloaded. Clicking the text one and clicking the desktop, and here is the data. So the data is in the text format, Now you will see that the data will be added here. So this is the data with me, and clicking the load, now the data has been added to the Excel sheet. Again, you can see that I'm adding the data. If you have the delimiters, you can add the delimiters which will spread the data upon the delimiters. The delimiters may be comma, column, space, hyphen, or it may be something else depending upon you. Column, text to columns do. Now clicking this backslash and finish, so it extracts the value into two different columns depending upon the delimiters. So I have added the delimiter which is the backslash, and upon the backslash it give me the data. The remove duplicates can be used to remove the data which are having the duplicate value, and will click and will remove all the duplicate values. Finally, coming towards the info, in the info you can see the data. And you can see the information about the data, the Excel, and where it have saved, where is the information lying. So this one is the info, and the info, you may see the last date, the date created, and in the print option. And the print, you can do print it to the PDF, as well as you can add the printer. If you have added the printer, you may click only the print button and it will be printed on the page. The pages you want to print, and the selected option, you can change the orientation. And finally, page setup, if you have a data which can be centered and horizontally aligned, so click this one. Now it will bring it here to the center. However, you can change to the horizontal only, and okay. So through this way you can change the setup of the page for the printing purpose. And the share option is used to share your file through email as well as to the cloud, and export may be used to create a PDF from the file. And finally, closing. Thanks for watching. This was about the basic of the Excel.